Yeah. Make way for me.
LikeWyse Productions, for most people that don't know, it really started in a hotel room. So I was at a very, very, very low place at the time, just mentally. I was just exhausted physically. I was always working, but could never keep the money. Still kind of like that, especially with these Denver prices, as you know. I recently just got kicked out of my apartment, and I couldn't pay the rent, so I had to. Thank goodness, like, my mom helped me out, and she got me a hotel. It was only supposed to be for like 2 weeks. It ended up being 4 months. So in those 4 months, I had time to reflect. Like I said, it was a really low point, and I knew I always wanted to start a label. I just didn't know how to go about it. And I started the label, you know, to really dive in and answer your question. I started the label simply because I wanted ownership. I wanted to own something. I didn't want to go to somebody else and have somebody else tell me what to do. I wanted to be the boss man. And I realized what that took, and I've been researching about the industry since the age of 14. So I already knew what came with it. I knew the changes. I knew the ever-evolving system that was going on. So I came across this company called Ditto Music. And they had a little service called Record Label in a Box. And I was like, dude. As I did more researching on it, turned out to be a pretty good company, and they helped me acquire the label. They helped me start the label. So they gave me the box, they gave me all my packaging in terms of my sync licenses, my management deals, my record labels, contracts, and all that. All I had to go do was go get the LLC. So I had a choice. That day. After like a couple weeks had passed, my check was coming. Right? But I did the whole math, and I was like, alright, I got an option here. I can either pay the hotel bill or start the label. And I had just enough money to do either. So I was really at a hard place, and I was like, man, you know what? The best situations comes when there's the most pressure. A diamond only forms when there's a lot of pressure applied. So I was like, all right, it's time for me to go. So make a choice. And I chose the label, and a year and a half later, I'm still here. So hella successful, 3 artists, doing work, so.
Y'all not ready for this one right here.
Well, my mom used to play like old records in the house, old like 70s records. So I grew up with gospel influence in me. I grew up with a lot of soul, and I came across hip hop around the age of 7, 8 years old. Her Commons, I used to love her, and with Commons, I used to love her. Man, it was great. It was I was like, yeah, whatever this is, that's it. That's what I want to do. I don't want to do nothing else. That was it. So as soon as I heard that record, and I dove more into the scene and the culture more, that's when I became just a hip hop lover and a hip hop, I get you to say a hip hop enthusiast to figure out how can I be a part of this and how can I broaden my horizons in this, because I love this so much. Now this is a part of me now. This is something I can't even take away even if I try. It's what I do. You know what I'm saying? So that's when I fell in love, about 7, 8 years old. So, and ever since I've been rapping. And it kind of differs a little bit. I normally start with the concept first. I'm a concept artist. Like, my homies are singles artists, so they like drop singles, and a couple people are EP artists. They like to drop a whole lot of EPs before they do an album or whatever. I am an album artist. I'm a concept artist. So I think of the concept before anything. So when I'm doing the process of making an album, I'm like, all right, where's the storyline? What's the beginning? What's the middle? And what's the end? And I'm actually probably going to start changing that to where I come up with the end first. So I can actually backtrack to give you all the juicy details for a storyline. It's like a thesis for a paper. So I create my thesis first, and then I go into the body of the paper with your 3 points, 3 or 4 points, and then I come up and then I give you the summary or conclusion after that. That's pretty much my process. Like when it comes to recording, I break it up. I actually break up everything in phases. So I'll write for like a month or two. I'm sorry, no. I'll make all the tracks within like a month or two, like 2 months, most likely, right at max. And then 2 months after that, I go into the writing. I'll write for like a month or two. Then it goes into recording, 2 months. I break it up in phases so I'm not going back. I see a lot of artists do that. They like to go back and forth with records, and they're like, no, go. Don't go back. So I pretend like I can't go back when I do records. Even though I know I can, and I know I can just simply click a button, fix something, I pretend like I can't go back. It's like whatever you hear on the record is how it's gonna be. Unless I just know it's just way bad or it got distorted or something. But normally, man, I record it in phases. 2 months for producing, 2 months for recording, 2 months for mixer, and then 2 months for mastering. So that's what I normally do. That's the whole process, and that actually leads to me finishing my album quicker than a lot of people can. I can finish an album. All of my albums except for the lounge sessions, I finished in 4 months. Each album was 4 months. The lounge sessions took 6 months, but every album before that, 4 months. Before and after that, 4 months. Because it don't take long. You just got to do it every time. That's what I try to do every time. Yes, sir.
Goddess within herself, she borderline blasphemy. Steps in the room, we all slaves, tragedy. Kings at the round table, we all pay. When she took that second glance at me, I know she's sweeter than